Sam Langford, Harry Wells, two of the greatest fighters in boxing history. I have Sam Langford ranked number 1 as the greatest fighter of all times. His name was Samuel Edgar Langford. Some referred to him as the Boston Tar Baby. I referred to him as the Boston Bone Crusher. Fought from featherweight and heavyweight and all weights in between. He was in there with some of the greatest fighters in boxing history and all fighters of his day. Unfortunately for Sam Langford, as many other African-American fighters, he was denied World Heavyweight Championship opportunities. Now, he did hold the Colored Middleweight Championship belt and the Colored Heavyweight Championship belt, the Australian, European, and Mexican Heavyweight Championship belt. He won a few state titles, but he was never given a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. And that's because he was feared. He was feared. I mean, he was in a ring with Joe Jeanette 15 times. He was in a ring with Harry Wells 17 times. Jack Johnson once. Joe Gans twice. He was in a ring with Joe Walcott. Philadelphia Jack O'Brien. He was in a ring with Stanley Ketchel and Harry Greb. These are all world champions at one point in time in their career. Unbelievable fighters with Sam Langford and Harry Wells. But that's the way boxing was during those days. They didn't give African-American titles opportunities. Jack Johnson got a shot in 1908. George Dixon got his opportunities. Joe Gans got a shot. Sam Langford and Harry Wells never got a shot, and that's unfortunate. Harry Wells was promised an opportunity in 1924 with Jack Dempsey. That title was reneged. You can go to my channel. You can check out all those stories. He was given another shot in 1926 once again. Now, some would say because Harry Wells was fouling Jack Sharkey and they called a halt to the match because he was disqualified, but then he would lose his Colored Heavyweight Championship belt. But isn't it ironic that Jack Dempsey comes out of retirement and defends that same title that Harry Wells was given an opportunity to, with contract, to Gene Tunney, who was a light heavyweight champion? I mean, we can't be biased and we have to be honest. Otherwise, we don't have a conversation. The African-American fighters were unjust and they were cheated. A lot of the stories that are written, I have the original transcripts. They were rewritten because the truth is not told in a lot of these history books. And these fighters were never given a fair opportunity. They were arrested if they didn't follow orders and taken dives. They were hung if they didn't follow the script, if you will. Do you know how many times Harry Woodson was whipped when he didn't follow certain fights that he should have? Black Pearl. I mean, this is what the African-American fighters had to go through. Sam Langford many times didn't have anybody in his corner because they wouldn't have let a black cornerman in his corner. So he stood in the corner by himself in between rounds. Many times he couldn't even get his own water It's outside the ring. I mean, these are the type of things that went on during those days. Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Salute to my subscribers. Salute to Sam Langford and Harry Wills. I mean, Langford was in there with George Godfrey and Tiger Flowers, Sam McVeigh, Gunboat Smith, Dixie Kid Twice, Joe Jeanette. I mean, young Peter Jackson. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Salute.